Well, we finally made it to 10,000 subscribers. I think it's time for a channel update.
Let's get to it. Hi, I'm KARI, and this is Jarrod from Tone Wars.
What's up, everybody?
We are here and going to do a little channel update for you guys since we've hit the 10,000 subscribers.
Yep.
I'm going to ask him some questions. Probably some things that maybe you guys have even thought of and wanted to ask, but just haven't done it yet. So we thought we would answer some questions for you. All right, so Jarrod.
Yes.
Why did you start Tone Wars?
Why did I start this? I don't know. My bank account asks me that all the time.
Right.
Well, it was a while back. I wanted to do something locally, you know, where I could have my friends come over and we can do the whole gear thing. You know, we can check out each other's rigs, learn from each other. Because
well, I remember when we were at shows, when
Yeah.
we played shows and things like that, people would want to talk to you before and after our set. And we're on a time crunch.
Yeah.
It's loud. You can't always, you know, meet and greet right there with people.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get my stuff off the
Yeah.
stage before the sound guy punches me in the face. So yeah, we just always thought it'd be cool to just do something here where we can just have people come over, have a few beers, check out our rigs, and learn from each other. And you know, after doing, we did one here and we filmed it, and it was a lot of fun. It was great. And but I figured, you know, there's only so much I can do locally. So I started the YouTube channel and figured, well, why not just do this globally as opposed to just locally? And then I can do videos. I can have friends over whenever I want. We could do the whole gear thing, film it, and put it up there for everybody to see. And it was just one of those things where I just thought it would be a lot of fun. And yeah, that's really how it got started. It just started in my living room, and now it's, well, here in the studio, in the basement of my house. And now, instead of, again, like sharing it just locally, it's well, wherever you guys are, that's where Tone Wars is as well. So it's kind of cool how we can share it with the whole world now.
Right. I remember having conversations too. I mean, you do pressure washing. That's what your main job is. That's your main income. And getting up there.
Yeah.
Retirement.
Not getting any younger.
The retirement exit's coming down the freeway.
Yeah. It's down the road a ways,
Yeah.
but there's definitely, the GPS is saying exit in X amount of miles.
Right.
Yeah. So I needed an off-ramp. I needed something to do because I'm not one to just sit around and do nothing. I need a purpose. I need something to do. So, and why not do something I love, you know, and hopefully not only fulfill my need to have something to do, but also, you know, maybe it could support me a little bit as well. And I was hoping that I could, you know, have merged the two things, you know, because they say if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life, you know. So pressure washing is definitely something I love, but my body's starting to go, yeah, I don't know if I really like this that much anymore, but the rest of me is still digging it. And I could tell, like you alluded to earlier, that, you know, the time is coming sometime in my future where I need to make some decisions. So I think this would be a really good thing to do.
Me too. So what's your goal? Like, what do you want people to get out of Tone Wars?
Well, I want people to, number one, enjoy watching the videos. I mean, I want it to be infotainment. You know,
Infotainment.
that was my
Nice.
goal. You know, and I want it to be entertaining and informative at the same time. But the thing is I'm not here to affirm people's decisions. You know what I mean? I'm not here to make you feel good about your decision on your gear because, I mean, and I know that some people might be like, well, that's kind of mean. No, it's not. It's kind of like if you're shopping with one of your girlfriends and she puts something on and it doesn't look good. And you're not going to affirm, you know what I mean? You're not going to be like, oh, that looks great on you when it doesn't, right?
Unless you're a mean girl.
Yeah, unless you're a mean girl. Exactly. So it's the same with me. Like, I'm here to just give you my honest opinion for what it's worth on whatever piece of gear that I'm playing. And if you happen to own that piece of gear, and let's say I don't like it very much. Let's say I point out reasons why I don't like it. It doesn't mean that you made a bad choice on the piece of gear, because we all have different tastes. But at least I'm going to give you my honest opinion about it. I definitely don't want to offend anybody, but again, I don't want to hide, things that I don't like
truth.
about stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to hide things from people. I want to just say, this is what I like about it. This is what maybe I wish they would change or fix or whatever. Now, whether our opinions align or not, that's up to you guys. And if you disagree with me, well, that's fine. It's a free country.
Makes the world go around.
Yeah, exactly. It's what makes the world go round. We're not all going to agree on the same things, and that's why there's so much different gear out there. But I'm just here to give you my honest truth and honest, opinion about things. But the thing is that makes maybe someone like myself different than somebody at home watching is they don't own all this stuff, And I'm not flexing by saying that. I'm just saying, like, not everybody's going to own a bunch of amps. They might have one or two. And that's one of the reasons why I bought all this stuff, so that I can actually give you a comparison, so I can be like, well, I like this amp, but it's not as brutal as this amp, and I can show you the difference between them. And then if you're one of those guys that's like, well, I want a more brutal amp, well, you just heard a comparison between two amps, and one of them's obviously more brutal than the other, so maybe you got some shopping to do or whatever. And I have nothing to gain by pushing or dismissing a certain piece of gear. I'm just here to give you my honest opinion, again, for what it's worth on whatever it is that I'm demoing, because at the end of the day, if I lose my trust with you guys, who are watching this, then I lose any value that I have associated with this channel. And what I want is for you guys to have a place to come where you can be informed, entertained, and you can know that I'm just giving you my honest opinions about things, and then you take all that stuff for what it's worth and proceed accordingly.
So now we know what you want them to get out of it. What do you want to get out of it?
Well, I'm a very purpose-oriented person. I don't play guitar as just like a hobby for myself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. There's a lot of people that are watching this video right now that do that, and I applaud you guys. I think it's awesome. We all have to have hobbies, and they don't all have to lead somewhere with business or to some goal or something like that. Sometimes we just
something to pass the time.
Yeah, sometimes we just need something to do, and it's fun too. It takes our mind off of things, and it gives us an out, some kind of way to express ourselves and stuff like that. So there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm different in that way, where like when I was in bands and stuff, being sharp and being tight with my instrument and being practiced and rehearsed and all that kind of stuff is what I needed to do to perform and do the things that we did with bands and stuff like that. And I enjoyed the process of staying sharp and writing and rehearsing and stuff for that reason. But once the band thing kind of went away, I was like, well, I don't want to just park my instruments, So I found this as a nice outlet for me to equally stay as sharp, to write, to perform, and to do all the stuff that I like to do as a musician. And it's kind of nice to have that outlet for myself, and a purpose to keep playing my instrument and to keep writing, and I get to come on here and perform whenever I want, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. So that fulfills that need inside of me, because if it wasn't for Tone Wars, honestly, my instruments would be collecting dust. As much as I love playing, I still need the purpose to go along with it. And this channel really gives me a purpose, and you guys actually give me a purpose too, because I love the fact that I can come on here and perform for you guys and hopefully inspire you guys. And another way of looking at it too for myself is I like hanging out with you guys live. I mean, I like interacting with you guys in the chat and in the comments section, and I love doing what I do, and I love giving you know, you guys the information that I have and all that too. So I get a lot out of that as well, especially when I get like the emails and stuff like that. I get a lot of really nice emails from you guys, and I really appreciate that very much. I love the kind words, the supportive emails that I get, and comments that I get on Facebook Messenger and all that kind of stuff too. So yeah, it's very fulfilling. So yeah, my cup runneth over as far as what I'm getting out of this
Right.
channel as well.
So we recently hit 10,000 subscribers, and we've been doing this since September of 2017.
I know, it's
So
been a long time.
It's been a minute, right?
Yeah, it's been a while, and you know, I wish that we could have reached this milestone earlier, and technically we probably should have. However, as I've mentioned earlier in this video, I own a pressure washing business. I've been doing this 23 years now, and
The pressure washing.
yeah, pressure washing, and pretty busy company. So in the summer, or I should say in the spring, so from April 15th through especially the end of June, I'm slammed. I am slammed every day with work. I'm just phone ringing off the hook. I'm washing everything, you know, decks, houses, trucks, you know, buildings, apartment complexes, driveways, roofs, all kinds of stuff that I'm washing. And I'm super busy and
physically tired.
I'm physically exhausted too. And I do it all myself. I don't have employees. So I'm the guy that does every single aspect of my business. I wear 1,000 hats and they all have holes in them now, you know, so it's literally been super busy. So because of that, when my season starts in April, and I've had the last 4 years, I've worked literally 6 days a week from April through October. For the last 4 years, I landed a huge contract with a bunch of apartment complexes, and they keep me really busy every year. And so the only thing I do for those several months every year is just live streams with you on Sunday nights.
Yeah.
I don't do a ton of videos in the summer. I do a couple hit and miss ones here and there. But when I get home from work, I mean, I'm exhausted. I don't even want to play my guitar. I barely have enough energy to just make something to eat and go to bed, you know. I mean, I'm wasted when I get home. So now the way the YouTube algorithm works is the more videos you do, the better the algorithm treats you. As soon as you stop making videos, the algorithm kind of abandons you. And even when you come back and start making videos again, you got to get back in YouTube's good graces again. So it takes about 3 to 4 months to do that. So by the time I get the 3 to 4 months of continual videos going again, my season starts and that goes right back down. So it's like this huge up and down thing with the algorithm with YouTube. I get punished quite a bit from it. So because of that, they don't push my videos as much as they do other channels. So, you know, that's one of the biggest reasons why I think you know, the channel hasn't grown as fast as it should, because again, I missed like either right around 4 to 7 months worth of videos I don't make every year. And it's hard on the channel. It's hard to grow your channel when you're not doing that. So so if it wasn't for that, I think we would have, you know, definitely achieved twice where we're at right now a couple of years ago. But it is what it is. I'm grateful for where we're at. And, you know, I mean, it's not like I could be missing out on making videos for worse reasons than going out and making a living. So I'm happy with where we're at.
Absolutely. So over the years, our set has changed. We've had different cabinets behind us. We've had different shelving units. We tried decorations. We've tried so many things.
I know.
What are your most recent updates and why?
You remember the first set change that we did? We went to the store and built those little tables.
Yes.
Put the little decorations up. And I think I had like 2 amps. Like, oh.
Oh, you can't see that. I was saying we still have one of them up there.
Yeah.
But
You can't see
in the
it.
shot.
Yeah. But yeah, it was so funny. We were so proud of ourselves. You know, and then came the day where I put two of these shelves up, put up some amps, and now it's turned into 4 shelves with all these amps. So, yeah, it's just grown exponentially, you know, as far as that goes. You know, I think my studio grew faster than the actual channel subscriber count did. But, I mean, so recent updates have been, I bought a new camera. I got that Sony camera over there that I use for gear. And you know, and it's not a sexy purchase to get a camera to point at a piece of gear. Like I'm gonna buy a really high-end $3,000 camera so that you can see the knobs. It sucks purchasing stuff like that, but you have to. It's either that or I got to use the old webcam and everything was all blurry.
Yeah.
And it just looked crappy, but it's the way it is. Now, I will be using that camera for, you know, different angles and stuff like that, and I have done that. The other thing I got was the slide that the main camera is on right now, which I love that thing. So I can actually, you know, it slides back and forth automatically.
Gives you a different perspective, yeah.
Yeah, so when I'm playing videos, it actually makes it look like the room's turning, but I'm staying stationary. I don't use it a lot because I don't want to overuse it, but it is a fun feature to have. I got a new Focusrite interface, you know, and then, you know, the whole thing with the Stream Deck and the switcher and all that stuff. I'll tell you what, too, this switcher, if I didn't have this switcher, it's not on the shot right now, it kind of is. The KHE amp switcher is the hub of this studio.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, I love that piece of gear. I really do, and I don't give it enough praise, so I'll do it here. If you have a lot of amps, get a KHE amp switcher. I mean, it's just an amazing, amazing piece of gear, and you don't appreciate it until you hook all your amps up to it, and all you have to do is just hit a button, and it switches to your amp, as opposed to, well, I want to play this one today, and you got to hook it all up. You don't have to do it anymore. So, you know, having that was really nice, you know, and I think adding the quad Cortex was nice too. I think that's given me a lot of opportunities that I didn't even see coming, really.
Well, and I feel like that segues into the next question that I was going to ask. So where does most of your income come from, and how can people support the channel?
Oh, well, basically, you know, contrary to popular opinion, us YouTubers do not make a ton of money on ad revenue and stuff like that on YouTube. We really don't. You got to get, you know, thousands, and I'm talking tens and tens of thousands of views on your videos before you actually see a revenue that's actually worth making that video, you know. And that all started with Adpocalypse several years ago, and they just really cut down the way that we can make money on YouTube. And what they did instead is they created memberships, and then they created this whole thing with super chats, and then they created something with you know, they're doing the shorts and all that kind of stuff now, and Patreon. You know, so Patreon's you know, one way that I would really appreciate if you really like the channel and you really like what we do here. I mean, it just starts at $5 a month. You know, for $5 a month to start, you can support the channel, and if you get enough people doing that, it really does go a long way, because this is not cheap. And I even have local people come up to me all the time and like, yeah, I watched your video the other day. Wow, that amp collection's really growing, dude. YouTube must be good to you. I'm like, dude, that's all bought with pressure washing money, not YouTube money. I work my butt off, and that's literally how I bought all this.
And it's a dream for the future. I know you bought it with pressure washing money, but it was his retirement money too. Because this channel, it's supposed to grow and be that for you.
Yeah,
and you have to spend money to make money.
You do, yeah. It was an investment. So instead of paying off my house, I literally did this in the hopes that this would be a revenue stream for me in the future. And we're still waiting for that to become reality. But so yeah, I mean, like, so. Again, like as far as where did the money come from, as far as like how do I make money on YouTube, very little of it comes from ad revenue and super chats. We really appreciate people that super chat us while we're live, and they actually added a super thanks now. So when you do videos, they can actually super chat you
in the video.
Oh,
okay.
It's kind of like a afterwards super chat. They call it super thanks. So that's actually kind of cool. I've actually gotten a couple of those. That's nice. But one of the best ways that I've found is doing the KEMPER profiles, the quad Cortex capture packs, and preset
selling
packs.
Them, not doing them.
Selling them, exactly. And the Line 6 marketplace, I thank God for Line 6. They invited me to be part of their marketplace a couple years ago, and I got a lot of presets and stuff up on their marketplace, and that's given me an opportunity to make a living as well. And the thing that's nice about it is I'm actually earning your money by giving you something more than content. You know what I mean? Like if you play Quad Cortex or you play Kemper or any Line 6 product, you can go to my website, especially for the Quad
Which
Cortex
is?
and the and the Kemper, which is tonewars.com, link below. You can go to my website and pick up presets, captures, profiles, whatever you want for those units. And it's a great way to support the channel, but you can also support yourself by getting something that you will really like. And I'm not kidding you, like I've gotten a lot of great response on the QC captures and Kemper profiles because people are really loving those. And I really want to thank everybody right now for purchasing those because it does very much help me out. But again, it's kind of like the Girl Scout cookie thing, you know, like instead of just donating the Girl Scout cookies, you can give them some money and they'll give you a box of really awesome cookies. So yeah, buy my cookies. So yeah, I think that's
cookies
a great.
for your guitar.
That's right. Buy your guitar cookies. Yeah, so do that. You know, buy some guitar cookies for yourself and enjoy that very much because everybody wins. You support the channel and you're getting something amazing for yourself. So that's another way to support the channel. And, you know, sharing the videos is very helpful. I am always, you know, very honored when I go into a Facebook group and someone asks a question like, hey, what's the whatever amp about? And someone will share one of my videos. And I'm like, thanks. You know, I appreciate it when people do that. So that's pretty much what it is. I mean, the best way to support the channel is go to my website and get some capture
Buy
packs
a little snacky snack.
yeah, get some Scooby snacks for your guitar, you know, and enjoy that. And you know, so far people have really liked them, so I appreciate that very much. So thank you again, everybody who's done that. I very much appreciate it.
So how do you see Tone Wars evolving into the future?
My goal is to, I mean, for myself anyways, is to make this a full-time thing. I want to do this full-time. When that happens, it'll happen. Until then, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I want to evolve it into really working with gear manufacturers, not only in promoting their stuff, especially if I believe in it, and we'll get into that later in the video, but working with them on how to improve their products before they're released. I'm actually talking to a company right now who saw one of my videos and were like, hey, we saw your video. We saw that you didn't have the greatest experience with our product and we want to work with you. We want you to work with us actually on improving the product. And we understand what happened and why it happened. And I'm going to actually have a phone call with them tomorrow. And that excites me. That's something I'm excited about. I want to be part of that development part, you know, where it's like before this gets released, I can actually be a guy that can test things out and be super honest with them about my experience with it so that before it's released, they can fix all this stuff. And then when it's released, everybody will have a better experience with it. So that's really something I'm really excited about. So I want to be part of that. And then once it's, you know, once a product I think is really good and I believe in it, then I can actually do an honest review about it and be genuinely excited about it, you know, and share it with everybody. So I want that to be something that I can do, and I want to do clinics. Wouldn't it be fun if we could do clinics? Oh, if I had my choice between performing in a band on stage at a club or doing a clinic, I would take a clinic 8 days a week. I would. I love clinics. I think that it's so much fun to interact with musicians and inspire them and get inspired by them as well. And that's also something that would keep me sharp, right? Where I can make sure I keep up honing on my skills, so when I go out on stage and play at these clinics, I can actually be worth listening to, you know, for people. But that right there is something I would like to do big time. When I watch Ola's videos where he does clinics, I'm just like, oh, I want to do that so bad. I really do. I would love nothing more than to go to a music store somewhere and just have a clinic and meet people and hang out with people and have people try stuff out and have an interaction with the audience. That's something that would be if I could do that, that would be the equivalent to me winning the lottery in my heart. You know,
In your heart.
In my heart. I would absolutely love that.
You'd be so emotional.
I would. I would be tickled pink, and I'd be tickled all the colors if I could do something like that. So that's something I would like to see in the future. But until then, I'll continue doing my clinics, I guess, here in the studio, which I still love doing. But yeah, I want to work with gear manufacturers, both on the the R&D development kind of area and the promotion when it's deserved area, and do clinics and keep doing the live streams and all that kind of stuff too. And I want this to be a full-time thing.
Right. So since we're talking about that, do you have any more thoughts about doing paid reviews? I know in the beginning that was when we were dreaming and talking about Tone Wars and what it could turn into for you and your future. What are your thoughts about reviews?
Well, paid reviews I think are necessary. I think that paid reviews are a good thing, especially if they're done by an honest reviewer. The thing is there's always this, this kind of chatter about like, well, is it ethical? Is it not? Oh, you got paid, so of course you think it's good and stuff like that. And I understand why that happens, because there are people who actually just take the money and say good things only about stuff and lie by omission with the things that are wrong with it. They don't even say anything about it. They just sweep it under the rug and just tell you about the good stuff. And I don't think that's a good thing at all. I think it's disingenuous and dishonest. But just because I get paid to do a review doesn't mean I'm going to just say only good things about something, because there's a difference between a review, a sales pitch, or like a promotional video, and a demo. A demo is basically,
here's how it works.
Yeah, take the amp, put it here, put the camera on it, turn the knobs, play it. Don't give any opinions. Just do the thing, because as soon as you say one opinion, now it's a review.
Right.
It's a review. Whether it's positive or negative, it's a freaking review. So turn the knobs and say, well, thanks for watching the video. Tell me what you think of it. If you like it, get it. If you don't, don't. Whatever. That's a demo. Basically a sales pitch or a promotional video is what a lot of people think are reviews. A lot of these other
saying what they want you to say.
Exactly. A lot of these other guys, and I'm not going to say who they are, but it's usually the usual suspects. So just go up and just say all the good stuff about something, and almost like they're reading a script, because if you watch all their channels, they all say the same stuff about this product, and they don't say anything even constructively critical about it. And it's just the same thing over and over again. And that's not a review. That's basically a promotional video of the product, and they got paid for it. And there's nothing wrong with them getting paid for it. It's just what they chose to do with the video after they got paid. Now, for me, and I'm not trying to say like, oh, I'm this shining city on the hill of a person, and I'm not perfect. I'm not throwing stones at anybody. I'm just saying that
You're a pretty darn good guy, though.
I'm okay. Well, thanks. Well, the thing is, you're not so bad yourself. The thing is, though, is I want to give people like a real Siskel and Ebert type thing, where if you're watching my video and I got paid to demonstrate something.
People still know who Siskel and Ebert.
I don't know. Maybe they don't. Those guys that used to review movies, those guys. And that's the thing, like, I want you to watch my video and be confident that everything that I'm saying about the product is still my opinion, but at least it's an honest opinion about it. And I'll say good things and things that I wish maybe were a little better or different about the product, but I'll always be respectful about it. And I just want you to know the truth about the product so that you can make an educated decision. And once again, I'll say that again, I want you to make an educated decision about your purchases, because I know your money means a lot to you, and so does your time. So you spent your time watching my video, and because of that, I don't want you wasting your money on a product that's just not going to work for you. And that's why I point out all the things, so that I might hit that button where it's like, oh, It does that. I don't know. Man, it does all these other things so well, but that's the one thing, the Achilles heel in that product where it won't work for me. Thanks for telling me about that.
Yeah.
That's what I want my channel to be about, you know, and I want you to get that kind of information from my videos. Now, and again, I don't mind getting paid for that because it's still my time. You know, all these cameras and these lights and all the stuff down here cost a ton of money. And the editing software, I mean, I could go on and on. The mixing board over there, I mean, all the stuff just cost a fortune down here. So, of course, I should be paid for my time and all the stuff that's associated with doing this video. I should be compensated for that. But it doesn't give me a right to lie to you about the product. And that's where there's a lot of difference out there with different YouTube reviewers and stuff like that. And you'll never get that here. You'll always get the honest truth about something. Doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. But at least if I make a mistake, it's you know, it's an honest mistake. I wasn't trying to like sweep something under the rug. In fact, I just did my first paid review of a product today.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's actually up right now and people are watching it right now as we're shooting this. And I was honest in the review. I praised it where it needed to be praised, but I also said some stuff in there where, you know, you just got to be a little careful with the product. And there's nothing wrong with that. So you can make a decision based on the education that you got from the video. And if the product works for you based on what I said, then go get it. If the one thing that's in there doesn't work for you, then, you know, don't buy it, because the last thing I want is for you to make a bad decision based on one of my videos.
So one thing that I have enjoyed about Tone Wars and the behind the scenes and just watching is watching you grow through the years, watching how no grow as a human, as an individual. And let's talk about trolls for a minute, because we both, I mean, even when we were in a band, we both have had our share of trolls to deal with. And I know in the beginning it was a very hot topic and a hot response. And it's been so heartwarming to watch you grow and mature in that, and like your perspective changes over the years. The longer you do it and the more time and energy you put into things, and the more research that you do, and it's just been a really nice experience to watch you evolve that way.
Well, thanks. I'll tell you, you know, it's funny, like when you think like you're going to put out this video and everyone's going to love it. Like, wow, I put in all this work and people are going to really enjoy it. And it's not an ego thing. It's just you're excited about your product, you know? And I'm going to bring this to the world, and look, everyone, and all these
my baby.
Yeah, exactly. And all these children are like, it's ugly, it's stupid, you know, and you're just like, what the hell? But so at first it's always jarring, because you're like, you didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So the worst punch is the sucker punch.
Yes.
You know, it's just, you get sucker punched by these idiots, you know? And over time, I expect the sucker punch, so it doesn't hurt so much anymore. And actually, I'm ready to block. My spidey senses are tingling. I'm ready to block them all. But after a while, you just understand that people that troll you are just, I'll put it to you this way, and I think Fluff said this, and this is a very loose way of saying it, but of repeating what he said, but people above you will never troll you. They don't have time to hurt you. They're living their life. They're enjoying themselves. They're happy. They're
working on themselves. And they're not focused on other people.
Exactly. They're so focused on what they're doing. They don't have time to look at some guy that's trying his best and go, oh, look at this guy, and I'm going to go over and type a bunch of mean things. They're enjoying themselves. They're happy. It's always miserable people, and I hate to say it like this, but this is kind of what Fluff said, that are beneath you, that are the ones that do that, like the sewer dwellers, you know? They're miserable, they're upset, and they're there by their own choice. But they're so miserable, instead of looking inward to see what they can fix to make themselves better, they just want to pull everybody down into the sewer with them. And it's like, you know what, dude, get your greasy hands off my feet. I don't want to go down there with you. And And the thing is like in the beginning, I would, I'd get trolled. I'd go on their channel. I'd click on the little thing and go to their channel, and 99.999% of the time, no videos. They had nothing to offer. They had no videos. They've never done a video in their life, so they don't even know what it takes to do this. And so it's easy for them to come and judge me or other people, based on their work, because they don't even understand the work ethic that goes into doing what we do. So it's easy for them to just say, oh, that was a stupid video. It's like, dude, that took me 14 hours. You know what I mean? But in my mind, it's like, how dare you? And in their mind, it's like they don't understand the sacrifice and talent and ability and money and everything that it takes to do this. So it's easy for them to say that kind of stuff. But after a while, you just kind of let it roll off your back, and you just consider the source. And I know this sounds very cliche, but it's just the way it is. You just consider the source, and you just move on. And I don't even engage with them anymore, because all that does is throw another log on the fire.
Well, and it takes time away from progress as well.
Yeah, it takes time away from me. So every second I spend either thinking about or reacting and responding to these people is time that I'm not doing anything positive for myself. And I'd rather just sit down and play my guitar now. And I honestly can tell you that it doesn't bother me anymore. I don't read it and go, oh, my day's ruined. I just read it and go, I literally feel sorry for these people, because I know where they're at. They're in the sewer, and they're just miserable. So from the bottom of my heart, all I can say is, for you guys that say this kind of stuff to me or other people in the channels, I really hope that you find a way to be happy. I hope that you find a way to fix whatever situation that you're in, so that you can be filled with so much joy that spills over into other people's lives, as opposed to the misery that you're overflowing with right now that's spilling over into other people's lives. You know, I'd rather that for you. And I honestly hope from the bottom of my heart that you find that. I really do. You know, because at the end of the day, we're all people. We're just trying to be happy, and we're just trying to do our thing. And I hope that you find something that works for you, and something that you're passionate about. And I hope that nobody treats you the same way that you've treated others.
I help you out on Sunday nights, and the co-host on the live show on Sunday nights. Not everybody gets a chance to see me, and maybe some of you are like, who is the girl?
Yeah, who's that?
Who the girl?
Why is she there?
Yeah.
Well, we've worked on many projects over the years, and we've been in several different bands and projects together. We even did that thing where we interviewed local bands for that one venue. We'd have them all come, and we'd all get dressed up and do this interview.
That was so much fun. I had the time of my life doing that. So we would book the bands to go to the venue, and about a week or two before their play date. Their performance. Before their performance or their set, whatever it was, we would have them come in, and we would interview them, and make a little promotional video or whatever, and release it. And those were some of the best days.
They were. Those were good memories. And we always had our production meeting before at Casa Real over nachos and mimosas or whatever. And we'd go.
They were mojitos.
Mojitos, that's right. Mojito. I know it start with an M, but then we'd meet with the bands and do the interview, edit, upload, and all that. And I ran sound for the concerts a lot of the times. And it was just a lot of fun. You did emceeing, yep. And it was fun. So we did all these projects together. And then I started wanting to do a weekly live stream. And I was like, man, I was doing Wednesdays at the time. And then I wanted to add a Sunday night. And Wednesdays...
we did Sundays first.
Did we do Sundays first?
Yep.
That's right. We did Sundays.
Wednesdays.
We added Wednesdays, and that went away because of my work schedule. Yeah. But we started doing the Sundays, and I was like, I need a co-host. And you're the first person I thought of. And because we enjoyed all that other stuff so well, and we had good chemistry with it. So I figured, well, might as well just have you come. And out of all the people I've ever worked with in any project that I've ever done, you were always the most trusted and person and talented. You always showed up on time, ready. You knew what you were supposed to do. Yeah, you're easy to work with, and you were you always brought this excitement with you as well, and enthusiasm. There was never a time where it was like, you know, you showed up like this sad sack that everybody had to deal with. You know, you were always very enthusiastic and met my energy, so I never felt like I had to drag you around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and basically every time you showed up, you just made everything better. So that's what I wanted. And
Thanks for saying so.
yeah, of course. So that's why you're part of this thing, and I couldn't imagine doing Sunday nights without you. I honestly couldn't. You know, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, I honestly could not imagine doing Sunday nights with you because...
With me.
Or without you. I mean, I honestly could not. Let me be clear.
Such nights for last night, everyone.
Say goodbye. No, I honestly could not imagine doing Sunday nights without you because, you know, you hold the reins as far as like the comments go. You read all the comments and interact with everybody, and of course make fun of me. I don't need to be trolled.
Right.
She does it.
The biggest troll sits next to it.
But she does it in a fun way. So trolls, take lessons from her. If you want to troll me, do it the way she does. Make it funny, you know, and make fun of me. That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm glad to have you here, and even I was going to do this channel update and everything, and I was just going to do it, and I'm like, why am I doing this by myself? Why not just do it how we do Sunday nights and have you here, and we can, you know, we can come up
volley
with
off each other.
yeah. So that's basically why she's here for this video, and we're, you know, explaining this because a lot of times, if you haven't seen us on Sunday nights, you probably are wondering why who's that, and you're just watching my videos. I mean, so that's basically what it is. We've known each other for a long time.
Very long time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and after all these years,
almost 20 years, we've known each other, and we've been in projects.
Yep.
Like 12 years or so together, and yeah, and I enjoy it just as much. I mean, thank you for saying all those wonderful things, but I wouldn't stick around if it wasn't fun and entertaining, and I also feel like I have a community in Tone Wars as well. I look forward to talking to the subscribers and the fans that are in the chat room, and laughing with them and pronouncing their names wrong. I love seeing, like, it's worldwide. People are joining us from Ukraine, from Italy, from
everywhere. India,
Australia,
China. It's all over, you know.
The Netherlands even, and from all over the United States as well.
Yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, it's been great, you know, doing this, and I think for you also, you need a purpose. You need something. I mean, you love it, but also having that purpose and that fulfillment associated with it is something that
it's something to look forward to. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Sundays are sacred at this house. She comes over, we have smoked meats.
Stop everything and just do this.
Yeah, we have smoked meats, we have good drinks, and we do the pre-show meeting and prep and everything, and do the show, and then the wind down afterwards. I mean, it's a lot of fun. So, you know, I honestly can't thank you and all you guys out there enough for believing in this channel and showing up and watching the videos, commenting, sharing, you know, all the support and the kind words, you know, and you know, the banter in the live streams, and I've met some of you, and it's been wonderful meeting people, and you know, people that get the presets and the profiles. I mean, I never thought any of this was gonna ever happen. I just started a channel like, I'll share some videos, and it just evolved into all this.
That's what makes us such a great team too, because I'm not so much, I can dream, but you're the visionary and the dreamer. I make things happen behind the scenes. I'm organized, and I can put it all down on paper and, you know, get it executed. But he's definitely the visionary, and it keeps my life interesting and adventurous and and with purpose.
And sometimes you got to pull the reins. There's times where I'm like, you know, Spielberging this episode out, and she's like, Oh, let's go indie. Let's keep it indie.
Indie film
This
size.
whole Spielberg thing, I don't know if we're ready for that yet. I mean, do you realize what that's going to take?
Remember in the beginning, I just would let you, I'd follow along,
Yeah.
like, oh, you can do that? Okay, let's do that. And then at the end, he's all stressed out, and it didn't turn out like he wanted, and we're mad, and,
Yeah.
and so now then I learned, like,
Yeah.
let's just scale
Yep.
it down.
Yep, and she'll be like, you realize what that's going to take, right? And all of a sudden, she pops the old balloon over my head and like, reality.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Yep.
And I'm glad because I think you've talked me off the ledge several times with many things that probably would have blew up in my face. So yeah, having you be a party pooper every once in a while, it's actually a good thing. You know, there's always that initial like party pooper, but then it's afterwards you're like, yeah, you were right.
Yeah. But it's cool that you admit that.
Yeah, I admit it because I've gone there. So
Well, that's us in a nutshell.
pretty much, yep, pretty much.
So just have one final question.
Oh,
I
boy.
know we answer this all the time live when we do our Sunday Night Live hang, but for everyone else that's watching, let's quickly go through what is your desert island rig? What does it look like? Any digital platform of your choice or any analog rig of your choice, including amp, pedals, and cab. So one or the other or one of each?
One or the other.
Yes.
Okay. So this is from Ben, by the way.
This is Ben's suggestion.
Ben's suggestion, yeah. So if I had to choose between either going full digital platform and I could never play anything else ever, or an amp, cab, and any pedal, thing that I want, I would go the analog route. I really would, because
You surprised me with that answer. I know you love them, but you can get all of those options.
you can. And the digital stuff is amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Especially
get me wrong.
yours.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I think the captures that I've been doing, in fact, I used one in the video I shot today. I was like, damn, that sounds good. But the thing is, though, yeah, patting myself on the back. But the thing is, though, is like, no matter how good a digital platform is, and they are good, you just miss that thump and that roar of an amplifier, the smell of the tubes heating up, and there's just something really organic and special about that relationship with a living, breathing amplifier. That just, you turn it on and you hear that,
dragon.
and you're just like, yeah, the thing's alive, and it just reminds me of a classic car, like, my old Camaro, like 69 Camaro. I missed that car. It was handled like crap. I mean, you know how 69 cars were. They didn't handle very good. But man, when you put your foot through the headlight in that thing and you hear that engine roar and it throws you back in your seat and the G-forces hit you, you're like, oh, and it's deafening. I mean, it's so loud because you open up the dumpers, and it's just such a great sound. And then sitting at a red light, just hearing that car feeling it vibrate and the engine, rumbling and stuff.
I knew this wasn't going to be quick.
There's just nothing about that's not special. And it's the same thing with, or you can have an EV, this nice quiet little EV with a screen on it. And it's like, yeah, those things are great, but yeah, I'll take the classic car because it's more real, and I got to hear that engine roar. And it's the same thing with these amplifiers. You hear that roar and you feel that great response with the pick attack and all that stuff. And you turn knobs and things really happen. And it's just so organic and real. And you turn on an overdrive pedal and it just, slams the front of it and it just gets even more angry. And you're like, yeah, and you feel this pounding thump on the floor and the air getting pushed out of the cabinet. I mean, you can't replace that with a digital platform. And if I was on a desert island, I would miss that. I would miss it. As good as the digital stuff is, I would still miss it.
You could burn it for fire.
Yeah, well, if I had to, or start a fire with it, I could put a couple logs on top and, roast some hot dogs or whatever. But yeah, I would go full analog if I was on a desert island.
Lizard dog. I don't think you'll find hot dogs on it.
Yeah, I would roast
lizard dog.
Yeah, I would roast lizards and bananas or something. But yeah, so
roasted bananas.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's what I would want. You know, I really would want that. I want that reality and that awesome thing that amplifiers do. You know, you just can't replace that for real. You know, so yeah, there's the answer to that question.
All right, and that wraps up our Tone Wars. What's going on now?
Yeah, our channel update and all that kind of stuff. Well, guys, thanks so much for watching and for hanging out with us in this video. This is the first time we've done anything like this, so I hope it goes well. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks again to all the subscribers and supporters and everybody that's purchased things and from the website and everything. Seriously, it really means the world to us. You know, and if you haven't caught us on a live stream on Sunday nights at 7, please do. We'd like to see you there.
7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yep. So we would love to see you there, and you know, look forward to the future and doing more videos for you guys, and they will be coming up very soon. Well, as I always say at the end of every video, I got a lot of great stuff coming up, and I'll see you on the next one.